Kia ora New Zealand, it's going to be another cold night ahead as the cold snap looks set to stick around. State highways across the central North Island were opening late this morning after black ice was found in some areas. The Desert Road and State Highway 4 and 47 were closed last night, and Mark Owen from the New Zealand Transport Agency says it's highly likely the Desert Road will be closed again tonight as temperatures drop, so people need to be prepared for that. To Christchurch now, where 7 schools will be closed in January 2014 while others will merge. Glenmore Green Park School, Kendall and Richmond schools will all close, as well as Linwood, Manning and Branston Intermediates. Education Minister Hekia Parata announced the closures and mergers this afternoon.
6 schools should merge to create 3 schools. 3 schools, all of which are located in New Brighton, will be subject to consultation on 2 new proposals.
Today's announcements about school closures in Christchurch are being called premature and too fast by some. Staff and parents from the affected schools have announced they're bitterly disappointed. Phillipsdown School Principal Tony Simpson said it was a sad day, but the community is vowing to fight on. And cold water is being poured on claims by Winston Peters that Revenue Minister Peter Dunn leaked the GCSB inquiry's findings to the media. John Key is accusing Mr Peters of playing games.
It's fairly stock standard behaviour from Mr Peters, isn't it? Use parliamentary privilege to make that sort of allegation. I mean, if he's got some evidence, show us, but we haven't seen anything.
John Key says the findings of the inquiry into who leaked the report is due out any day now. The government's moved on food in schools, but it's now being criticised by Labour for not following up on a number of other recommendations made by the Children's Commissioner aimed at combating poverty. Labour MP Jacinda Ardern says it's an insult that government hasn't acted on all of the 78 recommendations. However, Social Development Minister Paula Bennett says the government's moved in a number of areas such as heating homes and reforming the welfare system.
The Minister's group on poverty are continuing to look at some of the recommendations and what's coming up and what we do.
And the National Weather Service in America has issued a tornado watch across most of the US Midwest, affecting dozens of counties in Kansas, Missouri, Iowa and Nebraska. It comes a week after a monster tornado hit Moore, Oklahoma, killing 24 people. Officials say the EF Category 5 tornado damaged or destroyed 1,200 homes and affected an estimated 33,000 people. And 6 decades after Sir Edmund Hillary had the world at his feet, he's still loved by the Nepalese around Mount Everest. Today marks 60 years since Sir Edmund Hillary's feat, and his son Peter Hillary is in London with Tenzing Norgay's son celebrating their anniversary. He says while climbing the mountain has his father's name out there, what Sir Ed really enjoyed was helping others.
The work for the schools and hospitals, the Sherpa and the Nepalese people really was the work and love of his life.
In sports, Raylene Castle has been confirmed as the CEO of the Bulldogs NRL club in Sydney, the first female in any such position. The boss of Netball New Zealand has been appointed to one of the most high-profile clubs in Australian League. She'll start on July the 15th. Chairman Ray Dibb says Castle was the standout applicant amongst a high-quality list of candidates. And there is Kiwi as rugby, tomato sauce and the meat pie, but the humble gumboot seems to be causing trouble for New Zealanders with around 160 gumboot-related ACC claims last winter. ACC says people seem to think gumboots are suitable for everything, with many learning the hard way that rubber offers little protection against an axe when chopping firewood. The Kiwi pastime of gumboot tossing doesn't escape the injury stats either, with many shoulder injuries reported. And that was your news for Wednesday the 29th of May. Ka kite anō.